What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's Friday. Happy Friday. Vibing with Don Vito show. That's how we're going to do it on a Friday. Hear a little music for y'all, you know? Yeah. We got my friend Aisha Hall coming on. Track Queen. BET show, American Gangster. Yeah, she coming up soon. How y'all doing out there with this COVID-19 new world order thing they got going on with us? Don't let it bother you. We gonna make it through. Cause we deserve better. You know? We deserve better. It's the Don Vito show. Vibing with Don Vito. That's how we doing it. Yeah. Like I said, we got Aisha Hall coming on. Trap Queen. American Gangster on BET. Yeah. She got a hell of a story. She living a hell of a life. Y'all need to check her out. That's how we doing it. We gotta support black business. Hey. Yeah, we're gonna have fun with it today. It's Friday. I don't care. I'm gonna do my thing. I ain't gonna be in there stressing. I'm living. This is light. You know? Get your muscles up. I'm working out and all that. See the weight is up and all that. You know? That's how we doing. What up, Cal Dawson? What up, bro? Sarita, what's up? How you? I see y'all. Yeah. That's how Don Vito doing. We doing it different. That's how we doing it. Each and every week, we got none but A-list guests coming up. My man Cal Dawson was on the other day. What up, Cal? Salute, my dude. Yeah. I'm gonna have fun with it today. It's Friday. Yeah. And afterwards, I'm gonna go get me a little drink and all that. You know? I don't know, I might even blow something, you know? Who knows? It's Friday. I ain't gonna be in there stressing. It's all about black business. You know, y'all stay safe out there. Yeah. Yeah. What up? What up? This is how we do it. Okay, bro. I appreciate you, Cal. Now we play. Real dudes, man. Real dudes, we do real things all the time. I salute you. Got my man E. What up, E? My man E from Uptown, my longtime friend. I see you, bro. Yes, Don Vito, your longtime friend is right here. You know, I'm going to make it happen. You know me long time. You know, we like to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do what it takes. Yeah, but like I said, we got a big interview today. A lady by the name of Aisha Hall. She was on BET, Trap Queens, American Gangster, and she has a hell of a story. You know, but before she come on, you know, I want to talk about something. They talking about opening up, you know, some of the areas in New York in a couple of days. And I don't really feel comfortable with that. I think they should leave it the way it is until this thing is over, because all people are going to do is just get in groups and all that type of stuff and start affecting each other and all that. I'm going to keep it where it is. I'm going to keep it the way they got it going on. I'm not going to fall to the trap and all that stuff that's going on, because as you've been hearing, mostly African Americans and Latinos are being affected by the large numbers. I don't want to be one of them African Americans. I'm sorry. So I'm going to keep it light. I always keep my circle light anyway, so it's going to be easy for me. You know what I'm saying? And I know how to stay low and stay easy, so it's going to be all right. But I'm telling y'all out there, you know, don't get fooled. Don't get fooled. Don't get happy. Don't start running around and, you know, hugging people and all that type of stuff, because it's still out there. Believe me, it's going to be there for a while, man. They trying to open up the society, the community, because they need some money. You know what I'm saying? They need money. So when they make money, guess what? They charge you taxes. So, you know, they missing that tax money. This is all financial. They don't care about us. You know, they don't care about us. And y'all know, if you know anything about the government and all that type of stuff, they don't care about us. They care about them. They shut it down because of money, and they turn it back on because of money. You know, we at war right now. You know, in war, there's always going to be casualties of war. Throughout the history of life, there's always been casualties of war. So, you know, do your best to not be one of the victims or be one of the ones that get hurt in this war. Stay low, stay protected. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, watch your family. Make sure your family good. Make sure your kids are good. You know, make sure your real people are good. You know, because this thing right here is going to let you know who's for you and who's not for you. You know, the people that's been hitting you up, texting you, or reaching out in the email, or some people on the DM, you know, on the regular, that's the ones you know is real. But the ones you ain't heard from in a while, believe me, you can learn something from this COVID-19 quarantine situation also. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, if you take care of yourself properly, you should be able to get past this. You should be able to survive. But the COVID-19 don't look out for a lot of people, because I heard a lot of dudes, a lot of people that was going to jail, or a lot of people had a lot of time, they let them out. They let them out because they might have some type of sickness already, or they let them out because they need space. So, because I heard about a lot of people that's coming home, or that's came home, or what have you. So, you know, I guess it's, you know, it's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time. But at the end of the day, my name is Don Vito. It's the Vibing with Don Vito show. You know, on here we vibing and all that. You know, we just chopping it up. Something different, that's what's going on. You know, it's a one-on-one thing. I'm a one-man show. And, you know, this is what I like to do. You know, I like to communicate with people. You know, I like to give back to the community. You know, and I'm comfortable in this lane, you know. So I just want y'all to, you know, hang around for a few minutes. Aisha Hall should be hitting me in a few minutes. It's about that time. And then we going to chop it up. And I guarantee you, if you don't know about this lady, you in for a hell of a show. Because she's a very interesting individual. She's a person that I met a lot of people, but I never really met a person quite like her. You know what I'm saying? And like, when I say quite like her story, she's a hustler, she's a go-getter. She's very intelligent. She's smart. And at the end of the day, you know, she has a message, a positive message at the end of the day about her life. You know, that people, younger people can learn from, and they can grow from, and they can achieve some type of, you know, like saying, damn, if she did it, I could do it too type of situation. You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till she come on. She should be coming on shortly, and we're going to chop it up, you know. Yo, E, what's up, man? How you been, man? I see you looking, man. What's going on with you, bro? Cal Dawson, yeah, you can help me out, get some people for the show. I'm kind of booked till next week, but all in all, I can always get some quality guests up in here, and we can chop it up, you know, and I can help them get some exposure, because that's what I'm doing this for anyway, man. You know, I'm trying to, I want to create a platform or a show where people can, you know, they can, you know, get their stuff out there, because a lot of people got talent, a lot of people got stories, and people just don't get a chance to hear about it. So, you know, it's all about vibing. But right now, we got my girl Aisha Hall coming on the show. You know, she's passionate because she's a professional. And I want y'all to check this interview out, check out this vibing session, and just hear out, you know, and see about her story. Aisha, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's good? What's good?
How are you?
I'm good. Looking good as usual.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I
So,
just finished telling the people that's tuning in about you, you know, give
thanks
them
for
a little.
having me on.
Oh, anytime, anytime. It's a pleasure to have you on, you know. So you looking good, but how you holding up? I gotta ask everybody, how you holding up with this COVID-19 thing? How has it affected your life? Or did it affect your life?
Well, me personally versus, you know, some of the people that have passed away. Like, I know a few people that have passed away. You know what I mean? And that's been kind of kind of messed up, you know. That's the worst part of it. Like, I lost some family members. They were a little bit older, so you know that was sad and messed up. But when Fred passed, that was probably the one that hit me the most because you know we was good friends, you know. So
Fred the
that one
Godson.
was, yeah, that one was tough.
Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
That one was kind of tough.
Yeah.
But
When I saw that, it was all over the
but as
place, you
far
know.
as me though, like on a personal level, I did time. So being in the house is not really that big of a deal. Like I used to dream about being in the house. So it's
Yeah,
not that big of a deal. I'm in the
yeah.
house.
Uh-huh.
I used to dream, I used to think about stuff like sitting on a couch, you know, and not sitting on metal or hard ass plastic, you know,
Mattress.
sleeping in a real bed. You know, our shit was stuffed with old newspaper. That's what they used to make them beds with.
Right. Damn.
You know, that's what's his name that used to do The Price is Right? Bob Barker.
Yeah.
He sold his name was on all the commissary stuff. Like I didn't even know that Bob Barker was one of the main distributors for a lot of, you know, prison stuff. Bob
Right.
Barker owns Keefe. So we had Keefe coffee, you know about that. Keefe hot chocolate, Keefe everything.
Right.
Keefe soap, toothpaste, all of that. So, you know, I'm in the house with Colgate, Serta Sleeper, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bumblebee tuna, the real, not that frill.
Yeah.
So listen,
I see
I
you
look at
got
stuff a
big
little bit
cabinets in
different.
the back. You don't have a little locker,
A little
like in a
locker.
cell.
You know what I'm saying? I got real cabinets.
Yeah.
I don't gotta have my clothes, my you know, my lotion, my shampoo, and my food all in one little ass locker. Like,
Ain't that something? You don't got to put your beiges under the mattress to keep them pressed. You got a nice
that's right.
iron or
We used to
steamer.
put cardboard under the mattress to try to make it a little bit more like so that the bars that was under there wouldn't hurt your back.
Yeah.
So people really don't understand. So when people start complaining about this, I'm like, it could be a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? It could be a whole lot worse.
Yes, it can be.
So I'm just grateful, like I get to be around my family, you know, and even if I can't go around them physically, I can still go check them and when I want to, not on
Right.
visiting days.
Right. Right.
You know,
And they don't got to press
so
5.
they ain't got to press 5.
Hey, but listen, some people know what we talking about, some don't. So let's give them a little background on you know, on your story, like how you grew up and the things that got you to have to go to prison and stuff like that. You know, it's very interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, most people, you know, they know my story. But if they don't, you know, I've been hustling since I was a little girl, basically. And I learned a lot of it from my father and my grandfather. My grandfather was a legal hustler, but my father was in the street. So I was able to see, you know, what hard work could get you. And my grandfather was a legal hustler, meaning he owned a business. And my father, like I said, was in the street and did music. So I was exposed to money and hustle from a very young age. So make a long story short, I grew up, got my own businesses and things of that nature, but I took shortcuts in some ways, you know, and it ended up getting me a prison sentence. I went to jail, was sentenced to 10 and a half years. So I've been home for 2 years and change, you know, and when I was in prison, I wrote books. I started writing a lot of music again, and I just came up with a plan. And I came home and executed it. So
That's right. Let me ask you a question. So what's your anniversary, your prison anniversary? When you came home?
I came home October 3rd.
October 3rd. So every October 3rd is the day to pop a bottle of champagne or something, ain't it?
It's a anniversary. It's a holiday. It's a
Wow.
holiday.
So we talking about, you know, you was doing business, you was doing your thing in society, and you know you had great business opportunities prior to you going to prison. But I mean, how did you go to prison? What happened?
So I had this company called Apogee Financial, and what I used to do was provide proof of funds for people. So what that is like, say people were like, I want to come on this live right now. And we only letting people come on this live who's worth 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, what you mean? The live only costs $10. Why I gotta be worth 100 million?
Mm-hmm.
That's the requirements. Don Vito said he only want people in here worth, 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
So they come back with some paperwork showing they worth 100 million. But where did they get the paperwork from? They got it from me. So I used to provide people with proof of funds so that they could qualify for trading platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they could get into this live, the qualifications were blah, blah, blah. Who made those qualifications? The people that own the live. So let's say you own all the lives. You own this particular live, this platform. You create the rules because you own it. So I could say, in order to come on my live or in order to come into my oil trading platform, you got to be worth $100 million. Nobody can't tell me that's too expensive. Nobody can tell me. I set the tone because it's my product. It's my platform. So a lot of people, and most of the platforms were for big oil companies, natural gas companies, you know, big companies that really had a big impact on the world, that traded millions and millions, billions of dollars, you know, each transaction. And a lot of people wanted to get in on those transactions, but they couldn't afford it.
Right.
So who do you think was getting in on those? You know, older, rich white men. And even if you are worth 2, 3, 4 million, that's a lot of money.
Yes.
You still couldn't get in because you could not meet those crazy qualifications. So I decided to help people get into those platforms, of course, for a fee. So they would pay me to make them look like they were 50 million, 100 million, things of that nature. And in order to do that, I would give them paperwork that showed they were worth more than what they were. Sometimes that paperwork needed to be verified. So it would usually be verified by a phone call. Now, a lot of times with international banks, they could do what's called a ping. We don't do that in the United States. A ping is, you tell me, yeah, Aisha, I'm worth 100 million. And I can say, oh, really? It's a thing I can send to your bank that will ping your account and send me back your balance. So I know if you're telling me the truth or not.
Right.
Now, in European countries, in Africa and Asia, they could do that. But in the United States, they really can't do that. So, because of privacy laws, I can't just go check what's in your bank account. But in other countries, you can, depending on what the transaction is. So, with that being said, I used to have bankers that would verify for me. And those bankers were never supposed to verify an amount. They would just say, you know, yes, I can't, you know, tell you the amount. I can just tell you that this person is ready, willing, and able to do whatever the transaction is. Boom, that's it. And I had somebody, a banker, one of them that was doing that and was getting paid for it. And we're going to get into that too. Like,
Right.
you know, so the bankers played a significant role because a lot of times people didn't want to just hear or see paperwork. They wanted to be able to verify it. But at the end of the day, I don't know why they cared anyway, because they're not spending that money. People coming in on this live that paid $10, why does it matter whether they have $20 left or 20 million? Why does it matter?
Right.
It's just a way of them keeping a certain group of people out of that big money transaction system, keeping us here, and the people that are already here at the top of the pyramid get to stay there. That's really what it's about. And they didn't like me because I changed that. You know what I'm saying? You come in and you paying $100,000 to trade, just because you got 200,000 left in the bank, you ain't no better than the person that might have 200 million. We both spending the same money. Why are you better than me because you have more? We spending the same money. So I was changing the way that those types of business transactions were done, and I think that they felt like I was out of my place. You know.
So being that said, how did you learn that though?
Self-taught. Self-taught. I used to do mortgages, and I had a guy ask me for a certain amount. It was like a couple million, and I was like, "What you need so much for? Like, you're gonna make this a really hard deal for me to close. You can't take less." He's like, "No, I'm doing this trading platform," and I'm like, "What is that?" So when he started explaining it to me, that's when I started Googling and trying to find out what it was. And when I saw the qualifications and why people were denied, etc., I was like, "Oh, I could try to fix this." And that's how it happened. I started calling up billionaires, just looking them up, calling up these trading companies, asking them, can I use their funds on paper, you know, for a fee? They don't give me the money, They don't risk the money. They don't lend the money. They just put my client's name on their account so my client can say, okay, look, this is the account that I have. Can I come in and trade? They don't actually spend it or encumber it.
Right.
So I was like, and I'll give you $100 grand for each person. Keep them on for, 30 days and then take their name off. They can never access your funds. It was like, shit, all right. So if they had 100 million, because some of these was hedge fund managers, like big people, in business, they could put 100 people under their name. They never risking it because they can't touch it. So imagine you got 100 million and you lend somebody 50 million and they fuck it up. They're out of 50 million. But imagine you got 100 million and you put 100 names under you and they can't touch your money and you're getting 100 grand from each one. Free money.
Wow.
And I'm going to take my cut. So if they getting 100 grand, believe I'm getting 1 or 150 on each deal.
On each one, 10 people.
That's how I was able to get an average of $1 million a month. You know what I'm saying?
That's real clever.
Yeah. It was pretty dope.
So now you doing all this moving and shaking. How did it turn to a negative thing? What led you to go to prison?
Because I started falsifying some of the documents because it was taking too long to do it the traditional way of adding people to the account, waiting for the approvals, waiting for the background checks to come back. And my clients was pressuring me and I don't say that to say take away from what I did, but that's just the reality. Oh, this deal, I'm going to be kicked out of this deal. I'm not going to be able to get involved in this trade because the door is going to close in 24 hours. I can't wait a week. I can't wait 10 days. I need it right now. And I'll pay you to give me that right now. So I was like, okay, there you go, right now. And give me my money right now. And that's going to cost you $200 because you don't want to wait. They was
200,000, right?
You're going to make millions. So
right.
They didn't care. So that falsifying those documents to, show that they had the money even though they didn't, I didn't think it was that bad because they wasn't using it to spend money. It was just like an entry ticket. So I'm like, well, they're spending their own money. They just want to get in the door. I didn't know it was that serious.
Right.
So somebody took that documentation to the bank and tried to get a loan against it. And that's how I got caught up.
Wow.
But I had no idea that I would be facing 20 years for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who did I hurt? Who did I harm? Okay, I changed the numbers on a document. People lie about their income all the time. When people fill out applications for credit cards, nobody tells the truth about their income. They be like, what you make? 100,000. But they really make 50. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody goes to jail for that. So I'm looking at it on that level like this is not that serious. They just showing that they make more money than what they really make. No big deal. That's my thinking at the time. Not knowing I was committing conspiracy to commit wire fraud, which was punishable by up to 20 years.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Wow. Yeah. So did you get caught or how did it happen? I mean,
so when the dude went in the bank and showed that those false documents, he asked for a loan. And if you go to get a collateralized loan, you have to show collateral, whether it's a car that's paid for or a house, some type of asset. So he tried to show that document I gave him as his collateral. It's not real. You know that because you asked me to do you a favor. You know what I'm saying? So now when they looked at it and they tried to verify it the traditional way, it didn't work. And they was like, this is falsified information.
Right.
Immediately, they froze my account because they saw, I think he sent me like 250,000 or something. So they saw where his money went. He said, yeah, I got this document from Aisha Hall, blah, 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 blah. Just start telling. You know what I'm saying? But that's fine because that's a client. They don't owe me any loyalty. They did get it from me. It is what it is. I only expect that type of loyalty from people that I was friends with or that were involved in the business with me. Strangers, they don't owe me nothing. That's just part of the risk, and that's something that I understand that a lot of people don't. When you do something and there's some level of risk, you got to accept the risk. You can't just, be like, damn, this person. No, that's part of the risk, and you don't know all the risks, but you know enough that there's some risk. And you got to deal with that.
That's true.
So
Somebody just put on here and said a rat snitched. Who the hell? Who's this? Some
yeah,
dude, Al Bray or something like that. Is that true
yeah.
or somebody they just talking?
No, that's true. Actually, I just posted about it yesterday because I'm sick. Let me tell you something. So, because people have been atting this guy who snitched on me. His name is Eddie Gordon, Truck Gordon. He actually was an MMA fighter. He's like some type of motivational speaker or something. I don't know what he got going on.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me turn this light out.
Okay, okay. Come on back. Come on back.
Okay, so he was like an MMA fighter or something. We went to high school together. We were good friends. And I just had a problem getting kicked out of banks. You know, when you open a bank account and you got $2,000 in there, and then 30 days later you got $2 million, the bank gets suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know my business was gonna grow like that. I didn't come in the game like, oh, I'm gonna make millions of dollars. When my first client sent me 100 grand, I thought I was rich. I was mad young in my early 20s.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went out, bought me. That's when the BMWs, the five, no, the what was it? I had it was the coupe that just came out, the
Whoa.
650.
Yeah, what
You
color?
know, it was like 100 grand and
What
change,
color?
black.
Okay.
So I went and got me a car, but I already owned my second home. I already own my 650. I already own my own crib, so I wasn't just like being stupid with my money.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I was excited. I had no idea that it was gonna grow into. Can you hold that? That it was gonna grow into 600, you know, $1,000 a month or $1 million a month. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I didn't know. I was shocked. I was surprised that that was gonna happen. That happened.
Right.
And I don't even know. Like, I didn't know the rules. I didn't know when you have that much money that you're supposed to bank at private banks and all of that. I didn't know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So when I kept getting kicked out of banks, I hit up my friend Eddie at the time and I was like, yo, can you help me? I know he was a manager at Chase. So he was like, yeah. I said, how do I stop getting kicked out of banks? He was like, you got to deal with the investment bankers, not just the regular small business. I'll manage your money for you. I said, cool. So I overnighted him a check to open my account and it was like 500 grand.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yo, sis, yo, you balling. What I got to do to get down with you to make money? I said, you really want to make some money? He said, yeah. I said, all right, this is what you could do, right? I got clients that need special treatment. When my clients call you, I need you to basically say, they're going to call and want to verify information. I need you to say, I can't give you that information over the phone, what their balances are,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously the balances weren't really what, you know, some of them what we said on paper they were.
Right.
I said, but what you got to tell them is my client is ready, willing, and able to do whatever it is that, you know, the transaction is. And that's it. And
Right.
every time somebody call, I'll pay you. I'll pay you
Wow.
like $2-3 grand or whatever per
Easy,
call.
easy
He was
money
like,
right there.
that much? Huh?
That sounds like easy money.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know? So I called him and we set that up. Money started coming in. I'm paying him. Boom, 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 boom. It started getting a little crazy because, you know, the business was just growing.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was paying him whatever, whatever. Now, if he felt that it was too risky or he didn't want to do it, he should have hit me up like a man and said, yo, Ish, I'm not feeling this. I'm out. I can't do these deals no more.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. But
Right.
he never said that. Out of the blue one day, he just disappeared. So I'm calling him, and he's not answering. So then he comes back and was like, yo, I had to go on vacation or something. And one of my boys was like, yo, Ish, this nigga gotta go. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Right.
I
Right.
don't trust him, and I feel like he's a danger to the business because he's acting strange. And I'm like, nah, that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with all of that. I don't want to do no violence, nothing like, you know what I mean? It's not that serious.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, it is that serious. I'm telling you. And I was like, nah. I was like in denial.
Right.
So he calls me on, at this time, MySpace, because that's what was out. He called, he texted me. He couldn't call me. He texted me and was like, yo, call me. So I called him. He was like, yo, what should I say? I got fired from my job. I said, you got fired? Why? He said, they found out you were sending me money and you're a customer. Can't do that. So I said, you know what? Fuck the bank. That's bank rules. That's not the law. You know what I'm saying? You broke the bank rules. As long as, was it the bank or was it somebody else? Was it bank security or was it outside people? Them alphabet boys. He said, nah, it was just the bank. Line number one.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right, well, you could come work for me. What you make? 70 grand? I'll pay you 150 grand to come work for me.
Right.
You know, I'm sorry you lost your job, but I got you. He was like, all right, no problem, but I'm nervous. I said, don't be. You know what I'm saying? Just tell him we knew each other from high school. I owed you money or something. I don't know, make up something.
Yeah,
actually, it was his idea to say that. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. Just say that, and I'll back your story. So I'm thinking he's looking out for me. So now when he loses his job, he's like, oh, my God, what I'm going to do? I just bought my house. I said, I'm going to fly up there. I'm going to give you some money. So I flew up to New York because I was living in Atlanta. We met at a diner. I gave him a couple $1,000. And I was like, you know, just pay your mortgage or whatever, and then think about if you want to come work for me or whatever. So he was like, all right, cool. And I was like, at the table at the diner, people kept coming up to him, patting him on the shoulder. Now that I'm looking back, the diner was all white people. I found out later that those was all feds.
Wow.
But I didn't know at the time. But here's why they didn't use the information that happened at this meeting with us. I said to him, from friend to friend, just a conversation with me and you, did I ever ask you to do anything illegal? And he wouldn't answer me. That was clue number one, but I wasn't picking up on it.
Right.
I was like, did I ever ask you to do anything illegal? He was like, yeah, you know, I really got to go. He just was antsy and kept checking his phone. It was weird. But I was blind to it. You know what I'm saying? So make a long story short, I give him the money. I leave. And then when I finally do get caught up and I go to turn myself in because I found out that there was arrest warrants for me, they didn't indict us yet. They had a federal complaint. I don't know, for people that don't know, that usually comes before the indictment. And they try to get you to take a plea on a complaint so that they don't have to go through that whole process. But it was sealed. And the reason it was sealed is because there was confidential informants, or as they call it, CIs. And they don't want you to see who's who before they know if they're going to lock you up or whatever. So they gave out the complaint / like an indictment to everybody in the court. And then they redacted it and was like, no, we don't want them to see it yet. And they came back and took them. But my boy, who told me that he thought that Eddie was a snitch, hid his under his leg. So when they took the documents away, he opened it real quick, like, yo, look. I looked. He was like, I fucking told you. And I looked and it says CI number 7.
Wow.
Chase, bank manager. You know, one thing about telling is they use you. They don't protect you.
Right.
So they put it out there. They didn't even try to keep it a secret. You know, usually you find that out if you go on a trial. Then you know who's gonna come testify against you. But they didn't even black it out. It was clear as day. You know what I'm saying? They like, I really should have got rid of this nigga. You know, I can say this now. Right. You know, because I told you he was telling, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I couldn't believe it. So you know what this paperwork said?
What?
It said that he basically, all the phone calls he was calling me was all, you know, monitored by the feds. Wow. It wasn't until I got arrested and I demanded to see my discovery, which is the evidence, and I got to listen to the actual recordings. So when I pressed play and I listened, it said, this is Eddie Gordon placing a consensual call monitored by the U.S. Secret Service to Aisha Hall. Call commencing now at 3:33 p.m. Begin. What's up, Ish? I'm like, yo!
Oh,
you couldn't believe it.
Yo, dude,
I was like,
wow.
He was like, what up, Ish? I don't know what to do. What you think I should do? And I'm thinking I'm having a private conversation with him, but in the restaurant, he was wired. On the phones, they was recorded. So obviously, to me, there's levels to snitching, right? None of it is okay, but there's levels where I could understand some people is bitch ass niggas, some people is scary. You know what I mean? You got to kind of attribute actions to the character, right? So if he had just told, I could have dealt with that better.
Right.
But the recording me part,
wow,
was the part that really got me upset, because I could have said anything. I trust you. I could have been like, yo, I know somebody, fuck that, I'm about to start moving weight. I could have said anything. So my problem with that is you went beyond just telling.
Damn.
You were providing, you were working.
Yeah.
I don't know on who else, but at least in my situation. And I'm like, that could have been so much worse, because I could have said anything.
Yeah.
You
and
know
that
what
would
I'm
have been
saying?
all
And it's
the
like,
recording. Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you really tried to trap me up. So, you know, I put this post up because the other night I'm watching my favorite show for life.
Yeah.
50 Cent new show. And as I'm watching it, I told my dude, I said, yo, pause the TV. Pause it. I walked up to the screen like, is this that nigga playing an inmate on the yard?
Oh, shit.
That when they had a big riot in the show, it was a riot, people got stabbed up, and he was one of the inmates on the yard. So I'm saying to myself, hold the fuck up. So this whole rat is actually on TV playing the role of the same people he put away. Because it wasn't just me, it was my whole team.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what you did, I'm not saying that we would not have gone to prison without that. But what I'm saying is, you made it worse.
You told.
If I would have went to trial, I don't know if there would have been witnesses against me, but I know you would have been.
Right.
So it's like,
you
now on TV playing this role, it's like you making light of the situation. And I got so mad, I started going crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I started going crazy. And he's mad popular. He got all of this shit he doing, all of this positive stuff or whatever. But I could have even respected the fact of him getting at me like, yo, sis, I was mad young. I was scared. I apologize for anything. He never said a word. Not saying that would have made it okay, but it could have at least been like, at least it's on his heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people been hitting him up, calling him a rat. And I know one person that hit him up, they screenshotted it to me. And it was like, you fucking rat. You told on a girl who does that. He was like, oh, you don't know the full story. I was lied to.
You told a girl, you told period.
Right, but they was just saying that part.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's like, and BET actually wanted to contact him to get on my BET special. And I said, y'all could cancel my show right the fuck now if you think I'm going to give him any type of platform.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hell no.
How the hell they going to call you about something like that?
Because they want to, they was like, we want to get him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah. Because if you're a snitch, you'll lie. I don't know what you'll try to say. You know what I'm saying? So I gave you an opportunity to make extra money that you asked for. I didn't ask, I just wanted to put money, my personal bank account with you. I didn't want to do no business with you outside of that. You asked me.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I don't even, if I turn on the radio and I hear 6ix9ine, even on an old song, I turn it off. I don't respect nobody that fucks with snitches. Nobody.
Correct. Exactly.
Because if you're around that and that's your friend or your homie, you might hear something in general conversation that they might take to something else. I'm a hustler. I'm going to get my money however I could get it. Something that might not seem, that bad might cause an issue. I got to be around people I could trust. Not saying I'm out there doing crazy stuff, but I mean, I don't need people knowing my business. This federal government, they're haters. The cops, they're haters. They don't want to see you succeed. So I don't want to be around people who might jeopardize me or the people I know.
Correct.
So when I hear DJs playing them type of songs by people who is ratting, I turn it off. I don't even listen to you. Yeah. And I don't feel like none of us should. You know what I mean?
It cost you 10 years of your life.
Yeah. But maybe I'm just passionate because it affected me. And people who haven't been through that don't really understand the severity of snitching.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I know your story. I don't know your full story. I know you went away. Was it because of like snitches? Like,
Yeah, tell him. They brought him to me. They bring him to you. Yeah.
They are the feds. They are the
Yes,
police.
they are. Yes, they are.
Because the police aren't they aren't psychic. They aren't just that ill. It's our people feeding them information, and then they arrest you based on that.
But you want to hear something funny? Being that you said that real briefly about me, is that the same person that told on me, they put him in the same place I was at.
Oh, they do that.
They put him in there like you. They don't respect you. Once you tell, they feed you to the wolves.
That's right.
You know, and I had dudes like, yo, let me get him for you. I'm like, nah, because they already pulled me over. Said if anything happened to him, they gonna come get me. You know what I'm saying? But they put him in the same, and I had to see this dude every day. But we talk. That's my story. My book coming out.
I mean, it might be a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's the same because it's the same type of people doing the same type of shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's hurting us.
Yes.
You know.
So now, now go ahead. Finish that. Finish it off.
No, so I'm just saying, like, for me, it's like they found ways to pit us against each other in so many different ways. It's like mind your business. Unless I trick you, set you up, or do something that you were completely unaware of, you got no business talking my business to nobody. If you get caught up because of something you did, deal with it. What you bring the next person into it for? That's just, you know, if I bring you into a situation where you're making money, you ask for that. I ain't asking you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you looking out for him and then he flip on you. That's crazy. You know?
But that's what they do these days. And society,
I know. They got T-shirts that say, you know, snitching. They running around with the shit like it's, you know, it's a fashion statement now. Crazy.
Right.
But so Aisha, so you got released. So you did some wonderful big things since you've been home. You know, you got you're an author. If anybody don't know, you're an author. You write books. You wrote several books. Yes, you do. And let's just go to the Larry the Linden line. What's that all about?
All right, let me show you. Hold on. So Larry the Linden Lion is my new book that's out. It's a children's book about money and finance.
Mm-hmm.
So for people who don't know, you know, I do music and I rap. I've been rapping like all my life.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
And I also I don't just do music. You know, I was obviously doing finance. That's what I got in trouble for. So I wanted to combine my music skills with my finance skills and help people avoid getting into the situations that I got into.
Right.
So I figured, why not start with kids? And that's where the idea of Larry the Linden Lion came in. It's actually a book that rhymes, and it teaches kids about credit, about lending, about all different facets of finance. Teaches them about good credit, bad credit. It teaches them about interest. Teaches them about taxes. It teaches them so much. Like the main character is Larry the Linden Lion, but the other character is Hippo Hector the tax collector, Earl the hairy squirrel. You know, who else? Who else is on there? Jack the bunny. All of these characters, they're animals because I didn't want to be stuck to dealing with, you know, one genre of people.
Right.
You know.
Okay. So now go ahead, finish.
So the book can be purchased at LarryTheLindenLion.com. It's so dope. It's like the work that I'm most proud of. I'm self-taught with credit, but I, you know, wanted people to not be just figuring it out on their own. I preferred that people had some type of head start and that they could figure out, you know, from a young child what finance and banking is all about. Because we're not taught that. They don't teach it in schools. They don't teach it in college unless you're like a business major. They don't teach it in high school and definitely not elementary school. So this book is geared towards kids who are very young.
Right.
And the thing about it is that it rhymes. So it sticks to memory.
It rhymes because you're a rapper, so you made it.
I'm a rapper. So let me give you a little sneak peek.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
All right.
Sneak peek.
So, a sneak peek. So it starts off in the town of Moneyville, right next to a lake. Larry the London Lion owns a penny bank. Early every morning, Larry proudly wakes up. He brushes his mane, puts on his chain, then gets inside his truck. When an animal borrows 1 penny, they have to pay back 10. Trusting that someone will pay you back is what it means to lend. 2 pennies cost 20 cents. 4 pennies cost 40. But not every animal pays back what they borrow. Some of them are naughty.
Wow.
Larry drove into the town to try and get his money. He jumped in his truck and sped in a rush to Mr. Jack the Bunny. Jack the Bunny lived alone in a very, very big house. Larry the Lion knocked on the door, but Jack would not come out. I know you're in there, Jack the Bunny, and now you owe me plenty. I let you borrow 2 shiny pennies, so now you owe me 20. Jack the Bunny opened the door. Larry the Lion let out a roar. He told him that it's time to pay. The longer he took, he'd owe him more. So that's just a little sneak peek. But basically, Larry goes on an adventure trying to collect, and he learns all different types of lessons. He comes into contact with Hippo Hector, the tax collector. He's coming to collect his money because he hasn't been paying. That's right. Then, you know, there's Earl, the paying squirrel, who writes a check so they understand what a check is, how you write a check, what it means, when you can. So they learn a lot of different things. And then there's a questionnaire in the back of the book that makes sure that they comprehend everything that they learn. There's a game. So, you know, I went all out with this book.
That's very, very creative. Very creative.
Thank you.
And it's a positive educational learning tool for younger kids. Good learn at an early age, you know, that can help them get their mind mentally prepared for when they get older. They can get into that mindset. That's great. That's dope. That's dope.
Thank you. And it opens up the conversation between parents and kids. So as they're reading, they start explaining and giving examples. And, you know, a lot of people don't know how to approach that subject matter with a young kid.
Right.
But with this book, it opens the door.
Yes.
You
so
know,
let me... Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to ask you about you, because when I met you, you know, at the 40/40 Club, you a hell of a rapper, man. You know, how's that go? Come on now, I don't want to play that down. People, I don't know if people don't know, but if y'all know anything about Aisha can rap with the best of them. Trust me.
Thank you. I've been rapping for a long time. So, you know, it's just part of who I am, what I do. I don't really remember a time that I did not rap. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember a time that I was not into music. Because my father, he used to do music with Public Enemy.
Right.
So you know, we've been into music like all my life.
Right.
I never not did music. You know, so it's a part of me on every level.
So you got an album out or a single or something you trying to work with?
Yes, I have a new album out. It's called American Gangster. I dropped it not long after my BET special came out. For those of you guys watching that don't know about that, I have a special on BET on American Gangster Trap Queens. I'm episode 6. So you can check that out and see my full story.
Right. I don't know if you're in the mood, but somebody said you tore down SOBs. Can you give these viewers a little something real quick? Or what's up?
A little verse, a little something?
Yeah, quick. Yeah, give them something real quick. Let them know you for real about this.
All right. Actually, I got your all-time favorite. I don't know if it's your favorite, but I came on your show, and I don't think that album had dropped yet. And it was a joint I played for you before I let the world hear it. So I could spit a couple bars from there.
Yeah, let's get a little bit of that. Get everybody wait.
A little bit of that?
Yeah, please.
All right. Let me see. Oh, no, I didn't spit that one for you. This one I didn't spit for you, but I got a little something. Y'all ready?
Yeah, they ready.
All right. When my nigga in the trap, I'm at home bagging it up. Always got my nigga back, plus I be backing it up. And I don't never let him slack. I keep the Mac in the truck. And we be throwing through them stacks and never giving a fuck. I'm like a warrior. Go for ya. Hold on. Let me spit something that's a little bit more for the... Because it's real slow.
All right, do what you got to do. It's all right.
I'm gonna spit something that's a little bit more slowed down, a little bit more turned up, a little bit more turned up.
All right, what's
Y'all
that?
ready? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it. I'm so with it, so ready. I'm so big, I brought it so petty. Opposite of, I'm making time heavy, money looking like a Fetty when I keep it flowing steady when I step in the club. Everybody love me, looking like a flood, how I'm popping all above the extravagant. That's an understatement. I live at the top, but I respect the basement. I love fancy rocks on my jewelry. I'm a black goddess, no buffoonery. I'm like a radio when y'all tune to me, because I'm something like the real shit. I love to reveal shit. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, that ratchet on my waist. Sure, I keep it the nearest. Show the mirror on the wall. Tell me who was the fairest. I inherited the flow, so they call me the purest. Let's get it. This is a little
Yeah.
something.
Okay. I'm gonna clap for you. Aisha, many talents. Somebody gave you like 10 mics.
Now, I've been doing this a
They
long,
love you. I know.
long
I
time.
seen your work. I know. I seen it. I seen your videos is hot too. You know what I'm saying? So let's move it up a little bit, right? So I don't want to run out of time. Let's talk about, like I talked with Shawan about the Pink Panther clique. Real quick.
Okay, so the Pink Panther clique actually is a bunch of females who were incarcerated together, and we wanted to, you know, not lose our bossness, as you could put it, just because we were away serving sentences. So my best friend, who you interviewed yesterday, Wanna Got Class, she actually introduced me to Jamila, who was the founder of Pink Panther Clique. She came up with the name Pink Panther Clique because she used to own Pink Panther Records. And when she transferred to Augustin, she was like, yo, I heard a lot about you. You know, I heard you was a strong woman. I heard that you rap, that you write books, that you do public speaking. I was doing plays in the prison at the time. So she was like, you know, let's work. Let's put something together and, you know, empower our sisters and, you know, show that we not nothing that just because we're in prison. So I was like, I'm with it. Let's go. So we would sit under the pavilion in the prison every day and write up a plan. And Sunshine was home. So she took that, you know, platform of social media and, you know, set up pages for us. I didn't even know what Instagram was or any of that. It didn't exist before I left. So she was like, every time, you know, your new book comes out, because I was putting books out from prison, she was like, I'm going to post it. I was like, what's a post? She was like, I posted, you got likes. I said, what's a like? Like, break this down. What are likes? What is that?
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, it's basically when people look at your stuff and your popularity is growing. So then we started doing video visits. They bring video visits into the feds. We were the first ones to get it because where I was at, it was like a test facility. So every time they had a new thing that they wanted to rob us for, that we had to pay money for, they would try it with us first.
Right.
And the video visits came out. And they said, do not record these video visits. The person on the other end will be prosecuted if they record these, whatever. Sunshine didn't give a fuck. She was like, sis, spit for them. So I'm like, all right. So I would be rapping, you know what I'm saying? And she would be recording on the other end, and then she would post the video visit on my social media.
Right.
I was like, who's this girl locked up, you know, that's rapping? That's how I ended up meeting Bim, because I was rapping from prison and they was posting it. So, Bimmy. Yeah, that's how I met Bim. He was like, yo, Shorty kind of dope. She can rap, blah, blah, blah. You know, he think he the man, you know.
Yeah. I know.
Mr. Def Jam, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Bimmy,
like, yeah. I'm going to manage her. So, my videos started going viral. And next thing you know, I get called down to the warden's office. And they got a picture of Sunshine. So they hold up the picture like, who is this? And I'm like, oh shit, they got pictures of her house, her cars. Like, they went in. It was like she was recording your video visits. That is a federal offense. So the only reason, Ms. Hall, that I'm not gonna charge you right now is because honestly, I like what you're doing. I see that what you're doing is something positive. I see you wrote your books, and I know you just want to get your stuff out there. You're not trying to be malicious. I get it. I couldn't believe it. Wow. He was like, so just don't do it again. If you got to record something, do it over the phone. Don't do it in this fashion. And he let me go. You know what I'm saying?
That was the warning.
But Sunshine took the risk. She sees the warning before she started recording. So, you know, these is the type of chicks I deal with. They real. And Wanna, I never wanted for nothing. Like, I was dealing with somebody and they stopped doing what they supposed to do. My friend, whether she was in prison or out, always made sure that she sent me money.
Wow.
That's why I'll always forever have love and respect for her. Like,
Yes.
and I was going for a long time while she was out.
Yes.
And it never changed. She always sent me money, always made sure that I was good, like always. You know, even with her book, I helped her with her book. She paid me, you know. She didn't have to pay me more than what it cost me to write it on the email because, you know, we have to pay for that. But she still gave me more, you know, and she's just a real friend, a real one.
Yeah,
You know,
and they're hard to find.
15, huh?
Real friends like that's hard to find. I was telling her that yesterday, you know. I salute
Yeah,
her.
real hard to find. I mean,
Yeah.
my closest friends, I have 2 best friends before I went to prison that I knew from childhood. But my other close friends, I met them all in prison.
Yeah, it be like that.
Juana, Gia, Irina, all these people that I'm close to are my prison friends. Like, people that I met while I was locked up. Because some of the realest people are risk takers. You only find them sometimes in prison because a lot of times risk leads to consequences. Leads to good rewards, but it's consequences. And a lot of times, you know, people who take the risk get caught up. That's part of the game. But they would stand up. They didn't tell on nobody. The chicks are harder than the dudes. I just got to say it. Like,
wow. Because you got a lot of chick dudes
more.
running around the street. We call them chick dudes now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude?
Yeah, straight chick dudes. You know?
Yeah, that's
dudes,
what they are.
Dudes just be telling like, you right. You know? It's crazy. I ain't want to talk about it. It's sickening.
No,
but yeah,
it's more,
chicks are harder than dudes right now. Chicks is getting more money than dudes right now too. Keeping it real.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, you know why I think that is though? I think that it's the female's fault. If all of us banded together and stopped fucking with bitch ass niggas, it would be played out.
True.
These chicks be fucking with these dudes. They don't make no money. They ain't got no hustle. They ain't got no character. They ain't got no swag. They don't got no intelligence. They don't got no interest in being intelligent. They don't got nothing going on with them. They don't provide. They got baby mothers all over and don't send them nothing, don't take care of them. And they still, just because they got on a Louis belt, be like, that's my nigga. Like, seriously. So it's
not the Louis belt.
Because if the girls don't like it, the guys ain't going to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be not. Yo, what Nikki said in the verse? She said, "If you fuck a broke nigga, I'ma tell." Like, stop fucking with these broke niggas. And broke, I don't mean financially. I mean broken. No interest in trying to heal themselves or be something. I don't care about your money. I care about your drive.
Right.
You know, because sometimes it takes time to build up.
Right.
You know, some people just have that character of like, I want to know what's next. Some people want to sit around and don't do nothing all day. They want to smoke all day. They want to stand on the corner all day. We should be not even looking their way.
Yes, yes. So we running out a little bit of time, right? So what else you got going on real quick that people don't know about, that they need to know about my friend Aisha Hall?
Well, we got some big stuff going on. I'm actually in the process of negotiating a movie deal. I'm really excited about that. I was actually supposed to be in LA putting the final touches on that, but you know, obviously this happened, so I couldn't. But I was approached by you know, major movie house that wants to buy the rights to my story and produce it, not on no TV One. You know, I'm talking about like Paramount, big deal.
Yes, yes, yes. I can see that.
So
I can
I'm
definitely
really
see that.
excited about that. And I think the story should be told. I'm a black woman. I made $10 million with a concept that I came up with on my own. You know what I'm saying? I went to prison. I survived. I didn't tell. You know, I have the same